Hi dear students, today our topic is tag questions. A tag question will also always appear at the end of a statement. Then why we use a tag question in a statement? Really it is not getting an answer from the listener, but just to have a confirmation or just to reinforce the statement and to just make understand the listener what he is saying is right or clear. But for this purpose, people are using tag questions. Here, just look at it. The chief use of this tag question, the chief use of the tag question is to express the speaker's reaction to a statement. This is the chief use because in order to get or in order to have a reaction or the speakers or the listeners confirmation or the listeners agreement with the statement by just using tag questions. Let's look at some examples. What is a tag question? It's a sentence with a question phrase connected at the end. Here in this example you can see there's a statement first in white color it is shown the statement. It is windy today. This is the statement. It is windy today. And the tag question is in yellow color showing it is isn't it? Isn't it? It is windy today, isn't it? So it is windy today is a statement. The person who is making this statement wants confirmation or wants an agreement from the person who is listening to this conversation. Oh, you look at it. It is windy today, isn't it? Right? Isn't it? So sometimes this person does not want an answer from the person or the person who is just just standing near to this person and he is listening his statement. So he does not want an answer from the person, but only to reinforce his statement is right. Okay, is it? It is windy today, isn't it? Let's go for further examples. The next a couple of slides. Tag questions have two purposes. The purpose is described in the slide. The two purposes are there. The first one is just given here. The first one, to clarify information. To clarify information means the person who is just making a statement wants to clarify his information. From where? From the listener. The speaker expects an answer. Example, we study English. For example, teacher comes to the class and he is an English teacher. He says the students that in that class, statement is this: we study English. And he is asking next, don't we? Why he is asking this question, don't we? He knows that he is an English teacher. He knows that he is just teaching English. He knows that the students are sitting before him are the students of English. Then why he is asking this question? In order to have a confirmation or in order to clarify an information. He does not want an answer from the students. Okay? I think you might have understood what I have been stating here. We study English, don't we? Rafa, he is a male, he is a man. Rafa is singing at the party, isn't he? Isn't he? The person is asking. Sometimes he at the time of speaking about Rafa, he is singing on the stage or he is singing at the party. So the person is talking about Rafa is asking the question, isn't he? Isn't Rafa or any other person like that? So only for this purpose we are using questions. I am your teacher. Next. I am your teacher. You see, look at this sentence. I am your teacher. The person who is talking this statement, who is making this statement also knows that he's a teacher. Then why he's asking, aren't I? Then he is asking for a confirmation or an information. He says that, aren't I? Here you look at it. Example, as per the the first and second, you see here we study. study is present tense. Study is simple present tense. So while we are using a present tense in the statement, we have to use its negative. This is the way we are just making the question tags. So in the statement, if it is present, you have to use here negative of that present. Okay, the same way here you just look at it. Here is using. If there is an auxiliary verb like is, was, or like that, so we have to use here. The question tag should be beginning from that auxiliary verb. So here, Rafa is singing. Isn't he? Isn't he? Okay, isn't he? I am your teacher. Sometimes you might have misunderstood here because in the two previous examples I have told you that we have to use what uh, negative of that sentence. But here also you look at it. I am. Normally the students may answer to this question. Am not or amn't I, but it is not the correct answer. If it is I am, we have to use aren't I. Okay, this is the pattern of this question tag of I am. Question tag of I am is aren't I. Always it is or aren't I. So you please take care of it. Keep it in mind. Okay. Next, the second purpose of this question tag is to agree with someone. To agree with someone. Here, the speaker does not expect an answer from the listener. However, he is just asking this question. You are falling asleep, aren't you? You are falling asleep, aren't you? For example, so you look at that picture, a person is just leaning his head towards his shoulder. So the person sometimes he can ask the question to the person who is just falling asleep. You are falling asleep, aren't you? The party was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Yeah, you just look at this first example. You are falling. Falling is already here. It is a verb. But here, I already told you that we have to start from the auxiliary verb to make. In order to make a question tag, we are just starting from the auxiliary verb. So here, you are. Are is there. Are. So from the are, we are starting. Aren't you? Aren't you? We have to use the subject. After that, auxiliary verb making negative. If it is negative in the statement, we have to make it positive. This is the only thing what we have to keep in our mind while we are making question tag. The party was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Because was here only there is only one verb, that is auxiliary verb was. Is that wasn't it? I did not win the lottery. Here win is also a verb, but we have to begin with this did did not. I did not. So in this case, we have to use the did not is already here. So it is a negative statement. This negative statement should come in a question tag. It should come as positive. So we have to make this did not as did in negative question tag. Did I? Did I? Here the was. So we made it was not. Here it was are. So we made it are not. This is the difference. Okay, you just look at these examples once again and understand how we made this statement into question. Okay, next is the slide. If the statement is positive, the tag is negative. Already we discussed this matter. However, just once again, um, I tell you once again about this one. If the statement is positive, the tag should be negative. You just look at this this statement. That is your setup, isn't it? So here isn't is here, and just negative of that is not is being used here in the tag. That is your setup, isn't it? You study English, don't you? Study is in present, so we used it here, don't. If the statement is negative, then this is the next rule. If the statement is negative, the tag is positive. Joy didn't do his homework. Did he? Did he? Why we use did here? Because it is in the statement that did is in negative form, that is did not. So we use the positive did here in tag question. Caesar and Orlando are paying attention. Are they? Are they? You look at this picture. These two students. Sometimes they may be sleeping in the class. However, the question is like this. The statement is like this. Caesar and Orlando are not paying attention. Are they? Why we used are they here in question tag? Because it is are not is here in the statement. It is a negative. So we just made it positive here in the question tag. So this is the rule. If the statement is positive, we have to use negative in the tag question. If the statement is negative, we have to use positive. These are the rules. Some other important rules. B. If the uh, sentence is B, because for example, I B plus I R. I am your teacher. I am always changing into transforming into aren't I? And let's always into shall we. Let's with let's. Tag is shall we always. Let's go to the class. How can we ask that question? How can we change that statement into question tag? Let's go to the class. Shall we? So always you beware of this rule. These two rules are very important because always it is happening the same way. There's no change. I am always changing into aren't I. Let's always changing into shall we. Okay. Next, third one. With imperatives, the tag is will you. With imperatives, sit down. There is no auxiliary verbs. Sit down. It's an imperative sentence. There is no auxiliary verb, so we have to use will. Sit down. Will you? Okay. You need not to search for the auxiliary verb for this statement. Sit down is a command, and we have to use will you. Okay, with nobody, never, hardly. Hardly is a negative one. Most of the time, students are misunderstanding. This one is a this one is the adverb of hard. Okay, hard is itself is an adverb, so the hardly is not the adverb of hard. It is a negative. Nobody, never, hardly. The tag is positive. The tag is positive. So nobody understood. Did they? Never I understood like that. So nobody understood, did they? Okay. So these are the some important rules about question tags. Next, in replace to question tags, we use short answers. Well, you have been here before, haven't you? You have been, haven't you? Have is the this is the auxiliary verb here have. So that one we are just going to change into negative haven't. You is there as a subject, so subject should come last. Then question mark. Have you been here before? Haven't you? Answer will be like the no, I haven't actually. Okay, actually notice that the when the information is not correct, people is actually after the short answer. The comma before the question tag. So this is the rule while we are writing, while we are talking, there is no need of marking the comma because in conversation it will go like that. So while we are writing, be very careful. We have to put a comma after the statement. Okay, put a comma after the statement and before the question tag. So these are the writing rules: comma and question mark. Two important rules in writing: comma just before the question tag, question mark after the question tag. Okay, right. Next, here you have to match this one each other. The correct one you choose from the right side and match it. You have called the movers. You have called the movers. They are coming tomorrow. This is not going to be cheap. You haven't finished packing. We don't need any more boxes. Pablo is going to help us like that. The sentences are going, statements are going. Yeah, you just look. You have called. You have called the movers. Have is the and you is the subject. Have is the auxiliary verb is here and have. So which one we have to use? Have. Have is positive, so we have to use negative of the have, that is haven't, right? Then next you you is here. Then what will be the answer? Haven't you? Where is it? Haven't you? Yes, it is I. Yeah, haven't you? Okay, so you have called the movers, just going to haven't you. The same way you can just finish this work and just answer me in the after that I will just send you a Google form that you have to answer everything into that form, or either you can also send it to my mobile phone by doing this one. Okay, so think about the question tags for these statements. Here are there are some statements given here. Look at it. And okay, you can just do this one as a practice of this topic. Okay, uh, this one think about the question tags for these statements. Here there are 8 statements and you have to forget the previous one. You just do this one for me. Okay, and you send me the answer. Let's play. For kids, not for you. However, you just go through this one. Okay. This one also for your further study. So let's wind up the class here. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.